clearly with my I'm not in the right world today because I swear it was Wednesday. But here's the thing, I woke up like knowing it was Thursday at some like I text you first. You know what? Let's record. We'll talk about it on air. I want to talk about how crazy I am on air. Let's do it. Come on. Let's go. Greetings, ladies and gentle germs. Welcome to another episode of Your30 with Marty and I don't know where he is, Arrogant Observer. I didn't ask you before we got started, man. What's going on there, Arrogant Observer? Let's see what he's got.
Oh, serve him. As in serve your man. Let me tell you something, Melvin. I am not serving Dr. Huxtable, okay? That's the sign of the thing that goes on in a restaurant. Now, I'm going to give him a cup of coffee just like he gave me a cup of coffee this morning. And that, young man, is what marriage is made of. It is give and take 50-50. And if you don't get it together and drop these macho attitudes, you are never going to have anybody bringing you anything, anywhere, any place, anytime, ever.
Woo! Woo!
You know how hard it was?
You a brave soul for bringing up Cosby.
I didn't bring up Cosby. I brought up Felicia Rashad.
Now, I'm going to bring him a cup of coffee just like he brought me a cup of coffee this morning. And that, young man, is what marriage is made of. It is give and take 50-50. And if you don't get it together and drop these macho attitudes, you are never going to have anybody bringing you anything, anywhere, any place, anytime, ever.
Yeah, it's kind of all attached to the same tree, fruit from the same tree. I'm just...
Ew, that's kind of gross.
I know. It is. Everything you're saying, I'm just like, oh shit, he brought her a drink. Don't go to sleep, Claire. Don't go to sleep. But that was wrong. I know.
Which is even more dark because after that whole spiel that she does, he makes a mention of when you bring the coffee back, don't drink it. I'm like, oh.
Well, yeah.
But he always dropped that shit. Like I said, surprise, motherfuckers, I'm nasty. I'm nasty and I'm doing nasty shit. But y'all don't know it, but I know it.
Are you, I didn't ask you what you're talking about in your section, but are you watching the George Floyd trial?
Nope. No. See, and this is the reason why.
Okay. Wow.
I'm trying I do understand that it's going on, but I have watched a lot of trials in my time. I mean, keep in mind, both of us grew up during the whole OJ thing. And
I do remember it, and I remember being in a classroom cheering when they announced him not guilty. The whole class idea for what erupted. Like different classes down the way, like they got the news at different times. Like we got it first, so we made the most noise first. Then two other classrooms down the way started making noise. Anyway, it doesn't matter. We should have been watching it. I didn't say what school I went to, so fuck it. Anyway, but
I went to a Black Catholic school, and we did the exact same thing.
Fair enough. I had no inkling of what was going on when that trial was going on. But yes, you're right. We did live through it. And bless your heart if you sat through parts of that trial. I only remember the verdict. So bless your heart if you had to sit through Johnny Cochran, mounting a defense.
Here's the funny thing about that. I don't remember too much of it, but I know my parents watched it religiously because if you know my mama, you know my mama. My mama is a huge fan of soap operas. So she's been watching.
I thought you were about to say OJ. I was like, no, I had no idea she was a big fan of OJ. I knew she liked
she's not a fan of OJ.
Like OJ. Okay, that's all right. Fair enough.
Well, she's a fan of soap operas. She's been watching The Young and the Restless for as long as I've been alive. She's been watching it since she was a child back in the 70s. So the one thing that I found out is that as growing older is that OJ may have not killed his wife, but he definitely killed soap operas because his entire all of the trial preempted every soap opera that was on television. And after that, that was the decline of soap operas, because all of the ladies and some of the guys, let's not be gendered in it, a lot of people used to watch them like in the 80s and the early 90s. Then the OJ trial came along, preempted everything, and people started losing interest. Well, shit, I don't want to wait until 1 o'clock in the morning to see what happened with so and so, and to make sure that the baby is his or the baby is not his, and all of that shit. So I'm just gonna watch something else, and that's what essentially kind of killed it from there from then on out. Because there's like 7 of them on there. Now they're 4. And my mom watches 3.
Fair enough. Well, I mean, I'm not gonna like, I don't want to make it seem like I've been watching it religiously or anything, but I did spend a sizable amount of today, a small chunk of, not even a chunk, like a small niblet yesterday, watching it. And I'm like, I probably could have been a lawyer. I just would not have been interested in the work. There's a lot of work that goes in that just out of prep. But in terms of the arguing and this is the law, I pretty much feel like I could do that. But yeah, bro, I don't know. Anyway, I'm watching it. I don't know. I've been watching it today, and it infuriates me. It's like, you're not wrong for not watching it. I'm getting infuriated because it's a trial, sort of a formal setting, and you're limited in what you can ask. And I mean, I would say every 10 to 15 minutes, there's an objection that has to have the jury removed. And then now we're sitting listening to the talking heads while they sidebar. And then it's like, then you come back and forth, and it's like, but that shit has happened at least like 4 or 5 fucking times. And I'm just like, okay, well, I mean, the thing I can take away from this is that it looks as though they're on the ropes. You know what I'm saying? Them niggas look like the defense looks fucking nervous. They don't want you to ask shit. So I mean, in terms of that, I mean, I'm happy about that. That makes me feel a little bit better. But yeah, bro, I like, it's still early, but I'm also in a place of, this could still not go our way, guys. We can still get to the end of this and not find justice. So
absolutely. Yeah. And the one thing that I have pulled from this trial as of right now is the fact that we've been saying for almost a year that this man was killed after Derek Chauvin's knee was put on his neck for 8 minutes and 46 seconds. And it's not 8 minutes and 46 seconds. It's 9.5 minutes. So I understand that for a fair trial to go out, but how do you sit here and see a man put his knee on another man's neck for damn near 10 minutes? It was 10 minutes. It's 9.5 minutes. It's 10 fucking minutes. And not say, oh yeah, that definitely killed him.
I mean, so have you, okay, so you haven't watched or seen anything like that. Okay, so I'm going to say something, maybe you already know this, I don't know, but the argument that they're making, or at least that they tried to make some, position with today, was the fact that he and his girlfriend had an opioid addiction that they were struggling with. And more than likely 9 times out of 10, I mean, at least the way that
he wasn't healthy enough to get choked out for 10 minutes.
He wasn't. Yes, that's the main thing. Also, another interesting tidbit is that he potentially was buying drugs when they approached him in the vehicle and stuff. He was more than likely, because people he's in the car with are the people he normally buys drugs from, and he's in their car. I don't know about you. I've made a few drug deals before. Sometimes you hop in the drug dealer car. I'm just saying. So
we here at the Your30 podcast do not advocate drug use of any kind. And if you do have
an issue, what is classified as a drug. Speak for yourself.
But again, I'm trying not to get sued.
Okay, fair enough. I mean, don't get me wrong. I know the world and the law legally classifies certain things as drugs that the 90% of the population doesn't. I mean, they don't like it, but they don't classify it as a drug. it's a quote unquote gateway drug, whatever the fuck. Anyway, there
are
things that are illegal in certain places that I don't classify as drugs. Simple as that.
We here also at the Your30 podcast do not believe that marijuana. Let me finish because we are on the same side with this, sir.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. My apologies. I'm jumping ahead. I feel strongly, bro. You know it.
We here at the Your30 podcast want to also recognize that even though the government classifies it as a Schedule 1 drug, we do not believe that marijuana is a drug in any way, shape, form, or fashion, and has more therapeutic benefits than anything else. Shout out to, of course, the state of New York, who recently just legalized recreational marijuana. So all you folks in Brooklyn, just keep doing what you're doing.
Blaze one for me, man. Blaze one.
Again, just keep doing what you're doing because Brooklyn is always high. So is the Bronx.
I want to salute y'all. Give me 1 second.
Oh my God.
Salute.
I can't stand you.
Say where we stand here. Salutes. Anyway, but yeah. Jesus. So there, so no, like that's what I took away from it. Now, granted, I want to say at some point I kind of fell asleep, bro, and that's where I sort of went. I don't know if I fell asleep before the trial or after. My day is all messed up. So real quick, I'm gonna tell this, and then we'll jump into your section because we
gotcha.
Arrogant Observer's got to get his workout on, and I feel him on that. I need to get mine on as well. But anyway.
I'm telling you to come with me.
I will actually. Let's actually, you know what? We'll talk about it. So I, at some point, woke up this morning, realized I had a meeting. Eventually, the meeting got canceled, and that's what kind of threw me into the loop. Once the meeting got canceled, I was like, oh, okay, well, I can do a couple other things. So I wound up sitting down, watching. So first off, we planned to record today earlier. I realized I had a meeting, hit Arrogant Observer up, was like, hey, can we do it later? Arrogant Observer's like, yeah, cool, wonderful. This is early, like 9 or 8 or whatever. He hits back, says yes, right, or whatever, right? So I go into the Lotus Den at some point, just because I woke up early and just threw my whole clock and internal clock off and shit. So I woke up early, I don't know. And at some point when I fall asleep and wake back up again, and I'm under the impression it's Wednesday. And I'm texting Arrogant Observer as though, you know, hey, it's Wednesday. I thought it was Thursday. You think we could just I don't even remember what the fuck I said. But I was under the impression it was Wednesday. And then I look at my clock in my phone immediately after sending the message and say, oh, it is Thursday. Nigga, just your whole day is fucked. Just go lie down. Go lie down because you ain't ready for today. But I'm more curious as to what were you thinking when you literally get a text saying, hey, bro, can we do it later? And then you get another text saying, hey, bro, since it's Wednesday, I thought it was Thursday. Can we do it the same time? Like, what were you thinking, bro? I have to ask.
Oh, I'll say this. It confused the hell out of me.
Yeah.
But the thing of it is, I caught it afterward.
Oh,
so
okay.
I'm seeing, hey, I thought it was I didn't realize that it was Thursday. Disregard the last thing. Then I look down and I'm like, what the hell is he talking about? That don't make no sense. Oh, he must have like, I'm so confused with this.
Marty does drugs, man.
We don't consider that a drug.
Oh, right. Yeah, that.
You gotta release that conditioning, sir. You gotta release that conditioning.
Gotta do it, baby. Gotta do it. Anyway.
We grew up during
it's been a weird week, bro. My week is, I don't know. I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to get too down, but I just no, you know what? Never mind. I'm not even gonna talk about it. I guess I fucking already brought it up. I don't really want to do it. Anyway, I'm gonna do it since I brought it up. My mom's birthday was Monday. My mom's passed away, and it was for some reason, I don't know. Like I could not, plan to go out and switch the flowers on her grave site and could not make it out the house. And every single day after that has just been weird. Now, I did make it out there, but like, I don't know, just my whole week has just been weird. And today has been the fucking weirdest. I don't know what to do. It's just like, I'm really waiting to get into, you know what, I should have texted you because I forgot what today is. I should have texted you, April Fools. That's what I should have did. That would have made everything like, oh, okay, now it all makes sense.
Yeah, what you owe. I feel, as much as I regret saying that I'm too old for certain things, because I mean, I'm on TikTok with the rest of the damn Generation Z hoes. And but I think I'm too damn old for no damn April Fools. I have spent most of my time on social media all damn day with people sitting up here going, "She said yes, I'm pregnant." Like, no, you're not. No, you're not. You ain't got shit better to do with your life.
I'm not gonna lie to
Nothing.
You, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. So, nah, maybe 2 inches. But no, okay, fair enough. I'm sorry. I just need to get my shit together real quick. So I missed the text messages though. My Drake used to like, she's fucking, never mind. Don't worry about it. Let's keep going. I missed the old text. What I was gonna say is I missed the text messages because it just got to a point where it's like, I know it's coming. But I remember 2 years in a row, she did this thing where she texted me, she told me she was pregnant. But like, I don't know. I feel like when you text that to somebody, what you're hoping to get back is panic. And I wasn't. I was just like, oh, really? Cool. I was something like that. And she was like, yeah, April Fools. But you didn't give me the response I was looking for. So, I was like, oh, yeah, sorry.
So, I mean, no, April Fools.
I think you need to step up your April Fool's game up because your boy's a pro. I don't know. You got to step your game up.
It's April 1st and you're telling me that you're pregnant. First thing that pops into my mind is you're joking with me.
You know what the thing is that at that time, I wasn't really paying attention to April Fools, and I just kind of lived in a world where April Fools was just another day. It wasn't anything that, I don't know, was just on my radar. And yeah, it was something that just kind of kept going back, but it was just like, now all of a sudden, I don't know. I think Pensacola isn't a huge April Fool's Day town, but New Orleans is. Everybody, like when I moved back, everybody had an April Fool's joke. When I, like the first couple of years, everybody had an April Fool's joke. It's died down now because I think we're all older, but niggas love the April Fool's. I'm not gonna lie, niggas love
it. Man, I'm just saying.
Yeah, feel whatever. All right, so I'm about to jump into arrogant observations, y'all, with that rough preamble. But you ready for arrogant observations, good sir?
Yes, I am.
All righty, you heard the man. Arrogant observations. All right, good sir, what is on deck today?
Okay, Georgia's being a pain in the ass.
What's there?
Yeah. So Georgia put in a list of these new voting laws, which of course are headed by Republicans to make things exponentially harder to vote, namely for Black and brown people. Now, what they've been doing the last few years is basically voter ID laws, which is, and I mean, we're here in Louisiana, so we actually do have to, for as long as I've been voting, we actually do have to show ID in order to vote. But in other states, that's not necessarily the case. It's you go up there, what's your name? My name is so-and-so, Jimmy.
Shady.
But like
I'm right here.
But like I said, they'll do that and they're like, oh, okay, well, you can go ahead and vote. This is the booth. Go ahead and do your thing. Have a happy.
Okay.
Now,
how do you feel about that system?
I feel like it's easier than what we have here. The only reason why we are essentially fine with it is because that voting law was put in over 20 years ago. We've been voting. When we started voting at the age of 18, we had to have a state ID or a driver's license. Mm-hmm. The problem with changing it the way that it has in different states where they don't, in different states where they don't, is that, yo, do you know how much of a pain in the ass it is to take your ass to the DMV and get yourself a state ID?
I have a panic attack thinking about it.
It's money that you don't have. It is you have to pay for it, so it's money that you don't have. It's time that you have to take, that if you are working like an hourly job, when you gonna take off? When you gonna take off and take the $17 to $24 that it takes to get a state ID? Also, what if I'm not mistaken, Alabama has done is that they closed remote OMV, or Office of Motor Vehicle offices, so it makes it exponentially harder to actually get a state ID.
Even if you did have the time and the money to do so.
Yeah, so yeah, it makes it harder. Now, in addition to a lot of the certain things that they put into place, one of them is they made it against the law to give people who are waiting to vote food or water while they're in the voting line.
Why?
Because niggers.
Is it a budgetary thing? Like we can't afford to, give you niggas food and water.
No, because niggers want to vote.
Oh, okay.
That's cool. The basics.
Cool as fuck.
That's like I said. Like I said, that's the basics. The only time they give us water is when they're shooting a fire hose at us.
So what's true? So what is in place to make sure that if I walk up and say that I'm Jimmy from from the Smith Jimmys, what's in place to verify that I am the Jimmy of the Smiths?
You give them your full name, they go to the voter registration and see, oh, this is Jimmy Smith. Okay, sign your name here. If you falsify that, which nobody does because nobody wants to fucking vote. If you falsify that, it's against the law. You can go to jail. Okay. You can literally go to jail if you sit up here and say, my name is Joe Jack Johnson.
But if theoretically, if Joe Jack Johnson hasn't shown up yet, and I get there first, and I vote and leave, and then Joe Jackson shows up, how are they gonna get me?
Okay,
granted, they have. Granted, I know that is highly unlikely. Believe me, I know we're playing in Superman territory right now with this evil villain plot, but you know what I'm saying? Theoretically, if that were to happen, I'm free unless somebody knows me. Like, oh, I've seen that boy before down there at the strip club. I know where he be. You know what I'm saying? Well, I mean, I'm just that's a realistic place. Like I see that boy at the strip club.
Be the title of the show. Voter fraud at the strip club.
Voter fraud at the strip. Sure. Voter fraud at the strip club. Why not? Okay. But yeah, but no, like in that situation, what happens?
And you can actually very easily verify somebody's identity. You can very easily verify somebody's identity, especially if you're the federal fucking government. And it's easy to find out.
Like running that stuff.
Yeah, it's usually either the federal or the state government, and that is the Council of Voting. Here in New Orleans, it's the New Orleans. It's I can't remember the actual name. It's the Louisiana. It's
to the front of the church be working the voter booths here.
Well, yeah, because all the same. I'm telling you, in my district, these same old ladies for the last 15 years have been the ones. Oh, how you doing, baby? All right. Last name W.E. Junior.
He said, baby. He said, Junior. Oh, okay. Well,
first name Joseph. No, that's the middle name. Hold on.
Just get him to sign, girl. Just get him to sign, Bertha.
All right, sign your name right here.
Lord, get him a Bertha. Shit. Well,
we'll be here all day. Give me a second now. Okay. Press that button right there. Now you go ahead in there, and you got about 5 minutes because they've shrunk. They've shrunk the time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because they usually say like, hey, it's 5 minutes, and especially now with COVID, the one thing that they have done is that okay, you've got a certain amount of time to go in there, do your business. Like you go into the fucking bathroom, do your business and get out because they have to go out and Lysol the whole booth down.
Yeah.
And then be done with it. That's why a lot of people, and this is the reason why Republicans have been doing this. This is not just Georgia, it's Arizona, it's also Wisconsin. It's places that it's the swing states that Trump lost. And Trump started pissing his pants and talking about, oh, it's voter fraud because I lost. When everybody is saying this is the safest election, period, they a lot of them are getting rid of mail-in voting because they feel like mail-in voting is quote unquote cheating because of course they lost. And like I said, this all boils down to way too many niggers voted this time around. And we need to fix this.
The most interesting part of this story. I hope you're getting to the arrest.
Yes. A young woman, I cannot remember this woman's name, and I'm going to put the clip right here of her getting arrested. She literally got arrested for knocking at the governor, whose name is Brian Kemp, who Stacey Abrams hopefully defeats. I don't even live in Georgia. I have visited Georgia many times, but I don't fucking live in Georgia. And I'm trying not to unless I'm being booked in Georgia. Anyway, they took this woman out in handcuffs. Of course, President Biden has said this is like Jim Crow. I've heard Jim Crow 2.0 so many times, it's ridiculous. And I'm like, can that not be a thing? Jim Crow 1.0 was kind of fucked up enough. We don't need Jim Crow the sequel.
Mark Cannon, is that her name?
I believe so.
I believe, yeah. I wanted to say that too. I can't trust anything. You know, I'm not using the internet.
Like I said, I'm editing it, so it'll pop up either here or over here. So I don't know where it'll pop up, but it'll pop up in these two places. But it's just wow. And I feel like this is not the first time, and this is not going to be the last time that it's going on. Meanwhile, what is his name? Matt Getz is being accused of sex trafficking a 17-year-old girl, and nobody is talking about that. Jim Jordan
all over the news and stuff saying that it was ridiculous and false allegations and stuff. I've seen 2 interviews where he basically says the same thing.
Yeah, and of course, I mean, he's a white man in trouble. He's always going to say, I categorically don't agree with this, and these allegations are false, and this is just cancel culture coming to get me or whatnot. And that 17-year-old girl, yes, all of them have a guilty face. All of them have a.
So, like, if somebody said Tucker Carlson did something, I'd be like, yeah, he's got a guilty face. He did it.
Well, Tucker Carlson is an awful human being. So whatever they say he did, he most likely did. And then they'll play this clip on his show, and then he's going to be, there it is. Because I'm a white man, The niggers, I mean, they say that they are coming for me. It's like, no, honey, don't nobody
Never
give a
say
fuck
that
about you.
in an actual run. He'd only do that in the dry rehearsal.
Yeah, he'll do that.
He'd never let it slip for real. But he'd throw it in on them.
I just wish at one point they all did and just kind of gave up the ghost. They're really close. They're like really, really close. But anytime the N-word slips out, they like blame type 1 diabetes for it.
I was hungry, man. I took some Cialis.
My sugar was spiking.
It don't just give you erections. It makes you racist.
I thought the bitch was white. I thought she was white.
She was white.
I thought the bitch was white. But
Rosie.
Moving on.
No, Roseanne. I'm sorry. Not Rosie, Roseanne.
No, Roseanne is the one who was just annoying and got racist. Rosie O'Donnell was the one who's just annoying and got really, 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 really dykey. What she did.
Okay, don't quite agree with that one, but I'm gonna, I'm let it be.
So you're saying she's always been dykey?
I'm saying I haven't seen her recently to understand the transition from Rosie to dykey. But I mean, maybe I am saying she's always been. I don't know, but I don't know what the current scale is right now. I don't know what
she's been really out of the public spotlight for a minute, for the last like 5 years so far.
Yeah, so I don't know. Maybe she's gotten more, I guess. I don't know. She's always seemed to be Rosie. Unless you're telling me she shaved her head and has like an armful of tattoos and wears sleeveless shirts now, I mean, maybe that's more, but unless short of that, no.
First of all, that's way too dykey.
Well, I don't know, and I feel uncomfortable saying the word to begin with. I'm gonna be honest.
That's because
I've already done something wrong.
That's because you're a good person, and I can say it all I want. Again, I am a member of the LGBTQ community. I can say whatever the fuck I want, which segues into what I want to talk about next.
Okay.
Rapper and like Wrangler enthusiast Lil Nas X released a video recently called Montero, which is also Call Me by Your Name, which everybody is essentially calling Call Me by Your Name. Take a look at the clip.
Oh yeah.
I wanna sell what you're buying. I wanna feel on your ass in Hawaii. I want that jet lag from fucking and flying. Shoot a shot in your mouth while I'm riding. Oh, I mean, a sign of the times every time that I speak. A dime and a nine, it was mine every week. What a time and a climb, God was shining on me. Now I can't leave, and now I'm making hella Italy. Never want the niggas that's in my league. I wanna fuck the ones I envy.
Yeah.
I was calling to Call Me by Your Name too, but I mean it could easily have been called that as well.
Well, he like I said, the full title of the song is Montero, which is Lil Nas X's actual like government name. His name is Montero Hill, so he's like, it's called Call Me by Your Name. It's caused people to get in a little bit of an uproar because in it, he's doing a lot.
Yeah. No, it goes far. He's not only doing a lot. There's demons or not. Yeah, like serpent, devil, placement holder folks come in, start licking on things that the camera's so close you don't really know what, but damn sure looks like a crash to me.
Okay. So in it, he's first of all in true Eddie Murphy fashion, all of the characters are of course played by Lil Nas X.
That was a dope touch. I mean, they spent a lot of fucking money on this, so I mean, listen, he wanted y'all to watch this. He wanted you to see it, and he wanted you to feel whatever you was gonna feel, baby, because this video wasn't cheap. Let's start there. The video wasn't cheap.
It was not.
Especially by today's standards. That shit was not cheap. So yeah.
Yeah, it includes, of course, a very fair-haired Lil Nas X being tempted by a snake person, and I guess filleted by said snake person.
I don't know. Is it fellatio if you just lick it?
I don't know.
Oh, I know.
Let that not be the title of the show here.
That'll be the title, baby. Is it still fellatio if you lick it? Oh man, Jesus. That shit ain't gonna get posted.
Oh Jesus!
Fellatio is flagged as a word that they don't like.
It's like, nope. Not on, at least not on the video. That's for damn sure. He, of course,
abiding by standards and practices here. No.
He, of course, goes on to be judged by a coliseum full of people and subsequently stoned with a butt plug.
Oh shit! Is there a point where he gets stoned with butt plugs?
Yes.
Okay, I must have been looking at something else when that happened. Okay, fair enough. I had to go back and watch it till the very end because I was like, I was doing shit and just listening to the music and not watching the video near the end, and I had to go back.
I'll tell you this: the song is an earworm if it ain't, if it's not anything. It will get stuck in your goddamn head.
I'm about to sing this shit right now. I'm like, yeah, hell yeah, no, you got it. I gotta give him that. At least the nigga knew to. Like, not, I don't know, it's not attached to a song that I'm not gonna remember. I'm gonna remember the song and I'm gonna think of the video. Like, they're gonna go hand in hand, and you know, for the rest of my life. So
yes,
you know,
like I said, after being stoned to death by a butt plug, he ascends to heaven, gets halfway there, and then, and this is, I guess, is the most controversial, pole dances into the fiery depths of hell, where he subsequently gives the devil a lap dance before breaking his neck and taking his throne. So, first of all,
like when you say the whole thing, I'm just like, well, what's the problem? Why are people upset? I don't understand. They say he's going to hell anyway. He's just saying he's going to run that motherfucker when he gets there. I don't understand.
Okay, so don't bury the lead. Don't bury the lead. I'm getting there. So, of course, this caused a whole bunch of issues and problems and whatnot, and people are all upset. And, of course, what about the children? What about the children? And I'm going to say it point blank. And today's safe word is elliptical. Yeah, don't nobody give a fuck about your kids. I'm sorry, nobody gives a fuck about your kids. No one give, and you on hear it again, y'all say it again. Don't nobody give a fuck about your kids.
Fuck them kids. Fuck them kids.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so I would like to, if I may, and I don't want to spend too much time because we need to jump into my section so we don't run out of time here, but I think there's a difference between don't nobody give a fuck about your kids and fuck them kids. You know what I'm saying? Because
both.
I don't know. I mean, to an extent, I think nobody signed up to, you know what I'm saying, to monitor what goes in, what goes past your kids' eyes. I think I 100% stand behind that. I can't 100%, nah, bro, I can't even board the ship of don't nobody give a fuck about your kids. I can board the fuck them kids ship, because sometimes kids need to be told that shit. But you know,
okay, so
you know what I mean? It's like, more so it's not my responsibility. I don't know if that makes any sense, but yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Okay, so let me,
stand in what you feel though, bro. Stand in what you feel.
So let me add this caveat.
Okay.
Don't nobody give a fuck about your kids. That's your job.
Okay. Still harsh, still a hard pill to swallow, but better. But better.
Okay, so I'll just say
you can only
I'm trying to clean it up here.
really are trying, and I can only give you credit for that, brother. Don't even worry about the rest of shit. He's trying, y'all.
I'll say this. The point of the matter of don't nobody give a fuck about your kids. I'm saying the last time I checked, Lil Nas X does not have a degree in early childhood education. Cardi B is not a teacher. Megan Thee Stallion is not a nun. None of these people are responsible for raising your kids. So when they put out these things that may be racy, that may be risque, it is your job to stop them from seeing these things that you quote unquote deem as inappropriate. What was that? There was a video. Let me finish.
Okay. No. I was just gonna add. I wasn't gonna attack anything you said.
Okay. Like I said, there was a video where Cardi B was like dancing around to one of her songs. I think it was Up, which is another earworm, gets stuck in your head. And then her daughter, what's her name? Culture?
It wasn't WAP. That wasn't a WAP. Maybe it was, I don't remember. Yeah, I do remember. I don't know.
I can't remember.
Karma,
Culture, Cabrina. I don't know.
I call it Karma. It's Culture.
Because she always shows up when you don't need her to. Well, but she came in the room and immediately Cardi turned off her own music, and people got in an uproar of that. It was like, no, Cardi is a parent to that child, so she's going to be responsible for what that child sees. And if she knows she's talking about sex and all of that, yeah, you're gonna put that away from a child who's 2-3 years old. So I don't understand. And here's also another thing. I understand where Lil Nas X is coming from. As somebody who has literally been told that my sexual orientation will land me in hell, I think not only is that, well, shit, if I'm going to hell, well, I might as well have fun while I'm down there. It's also kind of a middle finger to a lot of those people of, okay, sorry, this doesn't scare me anymore. I'm at a point where this doesn't scare me anymore. And for him to be at that point at like 20, good for him. And more power to him, because there are folks that are 30, 40, 50 who are still in that closet. Donnie McClurkin came out with this video recently basically saying that he's probably going to be alone for the rest of his life.
Never having a long-term relationship in my life and never being married, my thing is I chalk that up. I'm gonna probably be alone for the rest of my life as far as a mate is concerned.
And I'm like, why? Just be gay. Ain't nothing wrong with being gay. Go be gay, baby. But he said he's always.
I feel like if Kurt Franklin can tell his son, whoop your motherfucking ass, bitch ass nigga. I mean, you can have one day. You get like, I don't even understand what I know. It's like, you can have one day, nigga. One, that's all you're gonna afford the nigga. But I'm just like, I don't see here's the thing. He's far gone. Like we say, like Marty says, because I know I'm by myself here, but you can't save everybody. Everybody will not make it to the promised land. He is too far gone. And he's already made his decision. I would rather he do whatever he's doing in secret. I feel a little better for him in that regard, but I don't believe he is. I believe he's drinking that fucking Kool-Aid, and he believes every word of it. So it's like, he's too far gone. You can't save him.
And you've done even that,
he should know.
And even that, just to, at one point, I always just kind of got irritated with Donnie McClurkin talking about this recovering homosexual thing. Like, no, nigga, you just gay. It is what it is. But at the same point, I'm like, at this point, I'm just kind of like sad for him. It's like, you are literally choosing to be alone for the rest of your life because this entire church culture, which is toxic as fuck. The Black church can be toxic as fuck. I know the Karen Clark Sherrod fans and the Kim Burrell fans are probably left the chat already, but black church culture can be toxic as hell. Y'all sitting up here and the pastor sitting up here doing what he doing, but y'all gonna get on the minister of music because he like dudes. Like, leave people alone. Live the way you live. And I told, like I said, I saw it on a post Mr. Bats put up, but, and I wish I did shout out to You Dig brand, because maybe they need to just go ahead and do that. But I just want a t-shirt that says, bro, just be gay. It can have a little, it can have a little, I'm giving up all the secrets, have a little like rainbow line underneath it. Bro, just be gay. It is what it is.
Good. You could, man. I mean, yeah. Yeah. I'm sorry, dude. I just have no words left for Donnie. He's gone. But for the video, as far as the video goes, with
it was fun. I loved it.
I dug the song, dug the video. I'm a person who can, and I know I'm weird. Not in every case, but in this particular scenario, I know that the representation of the devil and sort of playing with that shit in any way is a no-go for a lot of people. It's a non-starter, and I get that. I'm not one of those people. I'm not turned on by the devil, nor am I completely turned off by his presence. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't just completely check me out.
We literally grew up watching like Satan on South Park have a full-on sexual relationship with Saddam Hussein.
Is sex the only thing that matters to you?
I love you.
I want to believe that.
So when do you say we shut off that light and get close, huh?
We did, but clearly not the rest of the world, or at least a certain population did not, or weren't comfortable with it. Like I said, that shit probably they saw the devil and turned the channel. They didn't get to see the orgy. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I get it. Like for some people that turns them off. This for me doesn't. And I mean, I feel like he gave y'all too much. It's like at this point, this was a clear fuck it video. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't give a fuck. Whatever you feel, fuck it. Feel it. You know what I'm saying? It was a clear fuck it video, but he gave him too much shit. Because if there was no presence of the devil, we'd be talking about how his ass slid down the pole. If he didn't slid down the pole, we'd be talking about how he had those red fucking micro braids braided back to the back. We'd be talking about that shit. If he didn't have that, we'd be talking about the fact that he's wearing a dress and these other things. Even though Young Thug, Uzi Vert, is everybody that fucking wore a dress, and it's fine for them niggas to do it. I mean, it's still suspect according to the streets. But you know what I'm saying? Them niggas can do it and be fine and don't have a whole shut the internet down because of it. But you know what I'm saying? He does it like it's just they would have found anything here. Thank God it's a catchy fucking bop, or else they'd be dissing that shit too. It's like, I mean, he gave him too much in my personal opinion, and I don't know. I just don't have the hangups that would make it interesting for me to kind of talk about this. All I can say is that I see the nigga spent money. You know what I'm saying? That shit takes time to dress up as every motherfucker. That shit you can't do that shit in an hour. Nigga, like this nigga's in makeup. They got lights. They got cameras they got to set up. This nigga was committed. So as far as I'm concerned,
and apparently,
bravo. Go ahead.
Apparently, it took him about 3 weeks to learn how to actually pole dance to hell.
And bravo again. Like that's all I can say. Like my opinion on the video, bravo. That's my opinion. Simple as that. I look forward. I'm interested. I'm intrigued, but I don't know if I can wholeheartedly say I'm looking forward to it. I mean, like there was a couple times I said, "Oh shit, we doing this?" Like, the pole and the killing of the devil, all of that shit was kind of mild compared to the shit they hit you in the beginning. Where I swear to God, fellatio is happening. We haven't confirmed whether or not we can call it fellatio. It was a couple licks, so maybe we can call it a Lil Kim. I don't know, but something happened there, baby. Something happened, and I yeah, you know what? Fuck it. I'm intrigued. I want to see what else he's got in that head of his. I mean, I found this interesting. So fuck it. Yeah, what else you got?
Apparently, the album is coming in the summer. So
good. I hope they got some more bops on. Good. Because you're gonna need some hits. And then like this seems like the best marketing strategy ever. He's going to sell devil shoes now as well, which they
sold out. They've sold out already.
But Nike's like, we don't want anything to do with this fucking hit. I mean, it's the devil. You know what I'm saying? Like Nike is turned off by the devil. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't get me wrong, bro. I mean, we not like, I can't lie to you, bro, dude. I would sell the shit out of those fucking sneakers, nigga, and pocket L better. I'd be backlogging them motherfuckers. Yo, if y'all still want them, well, right price, I might be able to get you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm sorry, but Nike's first statement was, we have nothing to do with this. We are not supporting. We don't even have a deal with Lil Nas X. That was their first statement. If that was true, my first statement would have been, look forward to the paperwork that we filing, because we got all the copy faxes and copy sheets going. You know, we done ran out of toner. We got so much paperwork right now. We about to sue the shit out of these niggas. Putting our goddamn check on it and shit too, and we ain't get a check. Oh, nigga, if you got them shoes, you better save them, because they're gonna be the most expensive shoes Lil Nas X has ever made. Let me tell you that much.
Okay.
So thank you and good night.
Okay, I will say this. Nike does plan to. Nike has tried to sell, put a lawsuit against the company that actually made it, just to stop them from getting them. But just to stop them from selling them. But here's the thing.
Statement. That was the second move, though. Like that wasn't the first move. Suing them. Maybe it was. Maybe they was trying to distract the nigga.
It was kind of a
do it there, but they're really using the copy and the fax machines to fucking sue the shit out of these niggas.
Like I said, it was a cease and desist thing, and like I said, they only said that they were going to sell like 666 of them, and they sold them within like a couple of minutes of releasing them. So, problem solved. I also want to tell you that the company that made these also made a Jesus shoe that is all white, has Chick-fil-A on it, and has like holy water in the bottom of them and everything. So, I mean, this is just kind of par for the course.
Like, it's like, yeah, they kind of service both the dark and the light. It's like, whatever.
And I mean, the devil, in my opinion, the devil doesn't exist anyway, but we're not ready to have that talk.
Yeah, I didn't say all that, but okay. Fair enough. Fair enough.
Shit, yeah, I did.
Let's not even jump there. Can we jump into Marty's world real fast before we because we approach it? All right, awesome. All right, y'all. So we're about to take these drugs. Goddamn. I'm sorry, I started early. Goddamn. Long live the chief.
It is my understanding that he does not run.
You heard the man, he don't run, baby. All right, good sir. So today we are talking about, you already hit the Lil Nas X thing, which I'm like, we were running out of time, so it's good we kind of got that out the way. So have you watched, I can't believe it. I fucking hate autocorrect, bro. I swear I typed in Quavo, but the shit wrote quack.
Well, Quavo is a quack, so fuck him anyway.
Yo, so okay.
Take care, nigga.
I don't have a lot of details. Yeah, right. I don't have a lot of details about this. I've only seen the video and stuff. I've kind of heard that, there's a little bit of, there's some defense for both sides, or, people have picked sides or whatever. But so recently, for those of you who don't know, there was a video that I guess happened about, like a year ago, some months ago, between Quavo and Sweetie, who one's a rapper and the other one's a rapper as well, or is she a singer?
The other one's a singer. She's a singer.
Other one's a singer. Okay, cool. Rapper, singer. Yeah, have a little altercation, which if we want to say, which the argument I heard was, we want to say that he didn't hit her. He did not hit her. This isn't a video of him this isn't a video of that, but there is a struggle. There is a physical altercation. One person limps off. So I mean, you know, take that as you will. I don't know, it's just interesting that that was the argument that, you know, hey, he didn't, I ain't gonna be up here like he hit her or nothing, bro. I mean, he hit her. But you say niggas, if that's your daughter, and this shit happened, Quavo, the nigga, you know who is Quavo, you know this nigga, you know what I'm saying? He's a nigga like that. He's a nigga like Quavo. He gotta be actually Quavo, be a nigga like Quavo. You know that nigga. You know that nigga grimy. You done seen him do some grimy shit. Is this nigga doing that shit to your daughter? Now, your response to it, to the family, and to your daughter is, I'm not gonna act like he hit you or nothing. He ain't hit you. That's what you gonna say?
And that's when you get your ass whooped. Yeah,
I mean, no, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe they don't build niggas like they used to. I don't know. I mean, that's kind of what it's feeling like. They don't build them like they used to. So, yeah, this sort of, it's, no, I don't know. It's like I almost can't argue with that. Did he hit her? No, he didn't. But there was some fucking excessive force there, my brother. Now, granted, also I want to leave. Oh yeah, I'm sorry. I want to say this one last thing. There is some footage of her trying to swing and get that nigga and him kind of, you know, Mayweather in her ass. You know, so I mean, like let's just say it's not a you know, clear black and white thing, man. This is it's gray as a motherfucker, but it's still what's the word? Where everybody uses it's toxic, baby. It's toxic.
I'll just say this: we here at the Your30 podcast want to let you know that there is more levels to abuse than just physical. Physical is kind of where it ends up, but verbal, psychological is where it starts. So God only knows.
It could start there too, but I mean, we don't know this situation. Not to say that this situation, but you know, like you said, there are levels. There are
definite levels. Which is that going to segue into our second talk about Tina?
Oh, I didn't. Did you watch it?
Yes, I did.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah. We can talk about Tina. I didn't know you watched it. Yeah.
Ike remains hot garbage.
Huh? Ike remains hot garbage?
Yes, he remains hot.
I didn't think that there was going to be anything that, I mean, well, you know what? He's still hot garbage, bro, but like, he kind of, to me, bowed out of this, or at least kind of stayed more silent than I felt like he could have. He could have been more vocal about sort of his side of it, which I don't feel like there was a lot of that out there. If there was any, I mean, I feel like I saw a couple of interviews that I had never ever seen before.
He's got a whole book.
He's got a book. Fair enough.
He had a whole book called
What year did it come out?
This had to be like 98 to like early 2000, called Taking Back My Name.
Wow. Okay. I'm kind of intrigued to read it, because like, okay, so we watched the documentary, ladies and gentlemen, we're talking about the documentary that aired last Saturday on HBO. On HBO, actually, it's available on HBO Max now, of course, on demand. It's a documentary where Tina Turner basically tells the story of her life, like, you know, everything that's kind of been publicized and out there. She kind of takes you into a couple more, fills in a few blanks, nooks and crannies, and so we kind of take the journey though from her as a child in Nutbush, Tennessee, Nashville,
Nutbush, Nutbush. It's right. Nutbush, Tennessee.
Right, all the way to where does she end up, in Switzerland or?
Yeah, she's in Swiss. She got married and left the fucking country, which I mean, can't blame her.
Right. I don't know exactly. I want to say Switzerland, but I could be wrong. But she ended up somewhere overseas, and we kind of take the journey basically. But like for those of you who don't know, me and the Arrogant Observer, and I feel like I'm right in saying this, we're both huge fans of the movie. And it, like, the movie, my surprise was scary accurate to actually her retelling the story. It's as though she was very much so involved in sort of the I don't know, like the writing of it. Like she gave them very candid.
Well, I'll say this: the movie, the movie that came out in '93, What's Love Got to Do with It, is based upon her book, I, Tina. And if you remember in the documentary, she basically wrote the book so people would stop asking her where the fuck is Ike. And unfortunately, it backfired on her because now we have this thing, and there are parts of that movie that are accurate, but there are parts of that movie that are wildly inaccurate.
No, bro, yeah. I mean, but here's the thing.
For story purposes, of course.
Well, yeah. I was like, because you have to go into every biopic like not all of this is 100% true. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Like, right? But yeah, for the things that were, when I say scary accurate, I'm not so much as in terms of the at least that's not what struck me was the violence or the people or the Namyo Renge Kyo or the fucking actual house looks like.
Yeah.
So that means that, like those spaces are very similar. I don't know. That was kind of creepy to me,
Because I'm sitting here. First of all, shout out to the editor of that film. Shout out to him, because just the kind of way that they kind of interspersed not just her, but kind of interspersed her like chanting with like where she was. And just even the one thing I thought, yeah, all those jump cuts, I was like, yeah, yes, good for you. But the one thing that kind of comes into my mind when you talk about the scary accurate part of this was that I did not realize the whole her running across the freeway was a thing. I thought that they actually added that in. And no, she was like, I definitely ran across the damn Dallas freeway and to a Ramada to try and get away. And I'm like, holy shit.
And I thought of you when I heard that today, because Arrogant Observer, for those of you who don't know, loves to point out the movie flub in What's Love Got to Do with It, where apparently Tina's running in dress shoes, and all of a sudden switches to tennis shoes, and then right back to dress shoes somehow.
But first of all, I ain't shit. Everybody knows that. But one of the things I realized just as being a filmmaker is that if you're going to have this woman running and ducking, dodging cars, do you really want her to be in heels for her to slip, fall? And then in other news, Angela Bassett got run over by a car on the set of What's Love Got to Do with It? No, just let her see the sneakers and call it a night. It's like, it's a flub. It is what it is.
But, and also too, another thing. So, well, I don't want to jump to that one first. So I want to say, well, let's start with the Ike. So Ike for me was, I don't know. It's like, to me, Ike was just like this dude who I was just like, man, fuck this nigga, man, the entire time. Like, that's just how I felt about him, right? And kind of having her talk about him and describe her life with him, like that whole experience and just how it was in the beginning and who he was before they actually got together and, like what kind of sparked this whole thing. Cause like, that's something that the movie never really touched on, but I guess was somewhat in the music community, public knowledge that he wrote this song called Rocket 88, where his like trumpet player or something, saxophone player wound up doing the actual vocals for it. They wound up, it being a huge fucking hit. That dude, like, he just left, You know what I'm saying? And that what kind of sparked the whole thing that you see a lot of in the movie was, I guess you gonna leave me now, huh? You know, like everybody else, like all the mother suckers did. And it's like, well, it kind of lays a little bit more layers to, or at least a little more foundation to where that
absolutely from. I think it for Ike was just and we can make Ike out to be this monster, but the truth of the matter is, for a lot of he was he had but he was just as fucking damaged. He was very damaged. He did this, go to therapy, y'all. But he is somebody who is not just a damaged person who took it way too fucking far, but he's also a product of the 50s and the 60s, which is the husband almost treats the wife like another child. You have to control them like you got to control the kids. And that's something that was very prevalent in the 40s and the 50s and the 60s before the feminist movement started. But if
they were in an era where like domestic abuse was kind of commonplace. You know,
it wasn't, it wasn't talked. One, it wasn't talked about. Two, and I'm learning this from my own family. In certain situations, you don't talk about shit that's going on in the house with anybody else, no matter what the fuck it is. I don't give a fuck if it is something small or something big. You don't talk about what goes on in that house stays in that house, no matter how horrifying it may be. So she stayed with him for 16 years. And this whole time she's literally laying out. He beat me upside the head with a fucking shoe stretcher, and he would whip me like a child. And I'm like, and it was,
but she also got into these really descriptive, like he would have sex with me, or he would have sex with me, and he would beat me first, then he would have sex with me, and he would, like, you know what I'm saying? I'm giving you just a very broad stroke, but she would go through it in detail, and
it's disturbing. It's disturbing to listen to. And just speaking as somebody who is currently getting an advanced degree in like screenwriting, I can now understand where the screenwriter of the movie would do that. If you're sitting here and looking at that, and he beat the shit out of me, and then we would have sex. Yeah, it may have been consensual, but if I'm gonna beat the shit out of you and then fuck you afterwards, it's not going to be pleasant for me, because I'm just reeling from an ass whooping, you know? So I can see where, okay, I'm seeing this. How do I manifest that into that? And it turns into a rape scene. And and like I said, going back, that's a hard fucking scene to watch, man.
I mean, I guess that's what it is, man. The combination of all of that, the movie, the stuff that's like, yeah, maybe something like this happened, it didn't happen. But then you have the actual description while the camera slowly pans through that house, that real fucking house that was like the fucking movie. And it's just the combination of all that, man, just kind of like breaks me down, dude. You need it. At one point I was like, damn, this shit is long. But like once you kind of get into it, man, it's like you need to kind of get out of the tunnel and into that triumphant phase that kind of takes part to kind of partially is most of the last part of the movie, you know. So you need that. You absolutely need that with the first half of it. So
and of course, shout out, just because my Black theater soul, shout out to Katori Hall, the creator of P-Valley.
Who realized she fucking wrote the musical?
I did.
Was like,
I did.
No, I second that.
Black Actopedia, baby.
She's an
but
well, whatever. Fuck it. No, yeah, you the Black Actopedia. I'm sorry. Never mind.
Well, yeah, Katori Hall wrote this play called The Mountaintop, which, funny enough, Angela Bassett was in. She was Angela Bassett and Sam Jackson was in it. She was the maid, and Sam Jackson was Martin Luther King. But she wrote the book to Tina Turner's musical, and of course, she wrote a play called Pussy Valley, which of course turned into the Stars show P Valley. So Tori Hall's doing her thing. Shout out to her.
Hell yeah. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, the last interesting thing I thought from the documentary I found intriguing and enlightening was
her mama.
Yeah. Now you said it was that whole like experience with her mother, and her mother never really wanted her or whatever, but like she was always there. She was trying to be real nice about it. You know what I'm saying? Like she didn't want me, she just wanted my success. And it's like, fuck, that's really gotta hurt, man. And you kind of see in the pictures and stuff, and then my brain at least starts to cross-reference that with Jennifer Lewis's character from the movie. And I'm like, yeah, it's like, the woman you're describing seems like the type of woman who might dime you out to Ike and tell him where you at before you about to get on that bus. You kind of seem like you're describing a woman who would maybe do that. I don't know if that happened, and I'm not saying it did. I'm just saying description.
I tell you, she made Joan Crawford look like a goddamn saint.
Yeah, it was sad though to kind of hear her actually tell the story about how like she was like her mom was there one day and then she wasn't, and she was like she never came back for her, and had that sense of abandonment and stuff. And but then like they get back into each other's lives, how she took care of her.
And like I said, in the midst of everything, she could have very easily never spoke to her again. But still, the one thing, and I know we got to kind of move toward the end. The one thing that just kind of made me really sad is that there's one part where there's a recording when, of course, Kurt Loder is writing Itina, where she basically said she has given out so much love and really hasn't gotten any love back in return. And I'm like, and just sitting here thinking about her mama, thinking about her, thinking about Ike and all of this. And I'm like, God, I certainly hope Tina ended up getting some sort of psychological help, because that is a hell of a life. We sat here and we saw, oh, look at the magic of, oh, Ike and Tina. And then like, oh, Tina, what's love got to do with it and all of that? And I'm like, for her to be experiencing so much of this and to only truly find love at damn near 60 years old, I'm like, man.
Oh, was she 60? I thought she was 50. Yeah, maybe she was 60. Whatever, it doesn't matter.
I said damn near 60, so she was in her 50s.
Like, bro, she got a younger dude. So I mean, come on, dude.
And of course, she came.
She genuinely found this motherfucker like hella attractive. So I mean,
because she basically was like, hey, when we come back to America, I want you to make love to me. It's like, damn. Sure. All right, Tina. Fine, girl. I have no problem with that.
It's going, dang. But yeah, no, it's an amazing, man. It was a wow, just a ride. That was a journey, bro. But yeah, I didn't expect to really like be into it as much as I was, But I recommend it. But we're not in that section yet. Jump into it. Any final thoughts though on it?
Yeah, I enjoyed it. I definitely enjoyed it. I mean, even if you did watch What's Love Got to Do with It, that's not the full story. Go ahead and watch it.
Yeah, I think they would work amazingly well as companion pieces, but it's
absolutely.
Yeah, I would recommend personally. It'd be great if you could get the documentary through the documentary first and then watch the movie. But you know, you people, I don't know. I hear. I used to be at a point where I hear documentary and I'm like, ugh, you know what I'm saying? But now,
I did
man,
too. But I'm like,
what would you
it's called
say?
getting older. It's called being old.
Yeah, I'm digging them now though. I'm really into documentaries now at this point, man. Especially, I don't know. I feel like they have a lot of interesting shit out there now. You know. So, but anyway, we're about to recommendations.
Yeah.
Talk about some. Yeah, let's do that now. Let's push some drugs. Here we go. All right, good sir. What are you recommending?
Well, I'm just gonna go off the back of watch the Tina Turner documentary, but my next one to watch is going to be that QAnon documentary. I want to see what makes these crazy motherfuckers tick.
I watched like maybe 10 minutes. I went 15 at the most of the first episode, and I was like, what?
I think people are worried it's going to be used to radicalize more people.
Do you think that is warranted?
Huh? And what? I don't know. I'm confused. I was confused. And I was like, I don't know if I'm going back to this one. I mean, like, y'all can have it, because whatever it is bullshit anyway. And then you trying to explain it to me makes it feel like even bigger bullshit. So I'm just like, wait, I want to give it. If you watch it, bro, please let me know how it hits you. But I think it's something I may revisit. I've been watching. I'm sorry. Were you done with your recommendation? Sorry, I'm about to jump into mine. You done? Okay, cool. I'm recommending on Hulu. National Geographic has this series called Genius. I know they did Einstein one time. I can't remember who the other person was, but this year they did Aretha Franklin, and Cynthia Erivo plays Aretha Franklin, and it is one of so I didn't realize how private Aretha Franklin was, but that was a very intense thing, and this movie is so candid that it almost feels disrespectful, you know. I mean, borderline, because it really bears all here.
Times are changing, and I want to keep changing with it. You got to disturb the peace when you can't get no peace.
This is what you were meant to do. You just got to flaunt your power.
There will never be another one like me.
It's really interesting. It's great performances. Except for one, bro, that I have to say that the man tried. T.I. plays Aretha Franklin's, I forget his name and his character's name, but he plays whoever Aretha Franklin's second husband was, I believe. And when I tell you, my boy, he tries. He really does. It's not a matter of he phoned it in or he didn't try his absolute T.I. best. It's a matter of being miscast. He shouldn't have been there, but he was. And you know, at a certain
Aretha
point,
Franklin's second husband wasn't Aretha Franklin's second husband Glenn Turman?
No.
I think so. He was number 3.
According to the show, he's number 3.
Ah, gotcha.
But yeah, but he shows up too as Luke James. And he's you know, I think Luke James is a solid actor. So I mean, of course, I think he did fine. But T.I., man, he tried, bro. He tried, but like that is the sore thumb of this show. Courtney B. Vance plays her father. Awesome. like he should.
It's
I don't
Courtney
know.
B. Vance.
Huh?
It's
What?
Courtney B. Vance. What do you expect?
Oh, right. Yeah, yo, at this point, yeah. But okay, bro, I'm not gonna lie to you. Courtney B. Vance is Courtney B. Vance now, but for a long time, my G, and then maybe I'm by myself here, but for a long time, Courtney B. Vance was the dude who almost got jacked by Denzel Washington. Almost got robbed. If Denzel didn't have some wings to get back to, nigga would have got robbed. I'm just saying, he was that nigga for me for a while. I'm just saying.
Which is funny because
I
would not. Now I would have said the phrase Chauvin Depot number one.
Chauvin Depot number one. What's that?
Because he was in the original production of Fences, and I can't remember. He didn't play Troy. He played the son. He originally played the son with James Earl Jones on Broadway. So like I said,
Courtney B. Vance. Oh, I'm sorry. Finish it up.
Yeah, okay. Courtney B. Vance. Courtney B. Vance has been doing his thing for a minute. He went to Yale with Angela Bassett, his wife. Bow. Black Wikipedia.
Hey, gotta give it to him now. We gotta come up with like a little thing where Black Wikipedia, like somebody jumps up, Black Wikipedia. But anyway, shit, what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, Courtney B. Vance is having like a sort of a resurgence to me. Like I don't feel like he was everywhere. Like I feel like he played Johnny Cochran in that OJ thing, and it's just like he been hitting it out of the park ever since then, like in a different way. It's like when I say that, I mean
he won an Emmy for that.
Seen it consistently, and since then. What'd you say?
He won an Emmy for that, if I'm not mistaken. He did win an Emmy for that.
Yeah, he did win.
Yeah, he did win an Emmy for that.
Okay, but yeah, he's man. I have so much. I have so much respect for this cat, and I get excited whenever he's in something. So like when I saw him in it, that kind of kept me going. But he's like, okay, so I don't even know how to describe it, bro. They talk about all her fucking business. And her whole life and career was about keeping shit private. And I'm just like, so it's dope. I still recommend watching it, but like, man, I want to know. Because most of her family has kind of passed away. Like those folks who, were around her, like I believe her sister's still alive, but it's like, the pops, one of her sisters has passed, her brother passed. It's like, her kids are probably still around, but it's like, y'all, I don't know, man. I don't know.
Yeah, they keep it quiet. They keep things quiet.
Yeah, but it's like even in the show, they purposefully, show like, now granted, I don't know, bro. Like a lot of some stuff happened to her like before she was 16 that is just fucked up, bro. And then,
but we want you to actually watch the show, so we're not gonna say that.
Right, of course. And she does some shit to her sister that no matter how you slice it, is fucked up. Like, I don't know, in my head, I was just like, because I paused and went to the restroom and I'm like, it's fucked up. And I'm like, well, is it fucked up? And I was like, no, this, and this. Now, even if that wasn't happening, you got this one last thing, that this is your relative. You know what I'm saying? And that makes it fucked up. It's like, maybe if it was any other old singer, maybe it wouldn't be so bad. But the fact that it's your sister, that makes it fucked up. But anyway, watch Aretha. It's 8 episodes. It's available on Hulu. It's called Genius Aretha. So, check it out. It's worth a watch. You got a fuck you this week, good sir?
Yes, but it's very, very quick.
Awesome. I got a quick one too. Right. So we're getting ready to fuck some folks. Here we go. All right, good sir, you go first.
Okay, to all of you hoteps, I'm gonna need y'all to stop this notion of it's not because he's gay. Or here's the one that really pisses me off. Because Lil Mama is now a part of the Hotep gang and whatnot. They believe that gay folks are a plan by the white man to depopulate the black race. Last time I checked, niggas was still having babies. a lot of babies, like a whole lot.
The numbers lately, but you know, niggas making babies and breaking the fuck out, you know, leaving that responsibility for somebody else to take care of, hasn't slowed down very much. So,
but also here's the other thing. The last time I checked, gay people's genitals still work, and the last time I checked, there are a lot of gay niggas with babies.
Yeah. Now I don't know where they came from, but it is very true. Very true.
Like I said, just because you like men does not mean your genitals don't work. On the contrary, quite the contrary, actually. Like they work a lot. But can you please stop saying that? And little mama, go sit your ass down. Don't nobody want to hear your hot take on some shit that you about transgender kids. Leave transgender people alone, please, for God's sake.
But mama, you was just in everybody's good graces. I mean, you fucking knocked it out the park with the TLC movie. Now you just
your lip glosses.
It was pretty good in too. I can't remember what it was. I'm like, you know, just why don't you do this stuff instead? Do this instead.
Your lip gloss is no longer popping, young lady.
Poor thing. I would like to send a quick fuck you out to 2 security guards who were securing the top flight security, securing their hotel while older Asian woman was attacked by this big burly piece of shit who can only eat a bag of dicks. I hope that rhymed. I meant for it to. I want to send a fuck you out here. He's gonna get fucked in ways that I don't even want to think about, so I'm just gonna let him be. But fuck this 2 security guards who, instead of doing anything at all, like anything, like I don't know, sending a 911 text to anything. For those of you,
literally anything.
Instead, but what you did decide to do was close the door because we can't have that shit bleeding into our hotel. We securing this shit. We securing that shit don't get in here. So big swift fuck you, big, Easter sized bag of dicks for y'all. Hope you choke on them. And yeah. I don't know if you should be fired, but I think that before you are hired to do any sort of securing, that the person who's going to be hiring you needs to know that you acted as a bitch ass nigga in an instance, and you have video to prove it, and you must show that video, and then they can decide whether or not they want to hire you. I don't think you shouldn't be able to, I think you shouldn't be able to earn a living, but I think that shit should follow you for the rest of your fucking life. That's all I got.
And let me just say this, just to add it quickly. No, we gotta finish. But we are not advocating you sitting up here and boxing this nigga on the street, but do fucking something. Throw something, call somebody, do anything but close the goddamn door on a 65-year-old woman.
I want to be clear. I'm not saying not to box this nigga in the street. Now, granted, hear this out, y'all. Hear me out. Marty, the guy didn't make a fighter. The guy made a lover, not a fighter. But I'm at a point now, maybe it's age, like we said, Marty old. Maybe it's just the world that we live in now, but it's like you can either, you can't not fight. It's just like, that's just no longer an option. You know what I'm saying? Like, we just don't, I don't have it in me not to. And so I'm not, I am saying box that motherfucker. I'm saying there's 2 of y'all motherfuckers, and there's one motherfucker beating down a 60, some odd, 70, some odd woman, okay? Now, if 2 of you can't take down that nigga, y'all both deserve what you get. Hey, if you go down swinging, hey, listen, I'll contribute to your GoFundMe for your medical bills, okay? But doing nothing, I'm sorry, it's just not an option. I'd have respect for if y'all both got y'all ass, but closing the door, swift fuck you.
Absolutely.
I'm saying box that motherfucker, slap box him, get in the elevator, like 7 Jamaicans. Listen, do it. I told y'all, bro, stay strapped. Y'all think I'm playing. Old people, y'all stay strapped too. I wish y'all wouldn't fucking drive, or at least while I'm on the road, I wish y'all just take the street. or something. Because, I mean, it's always y'all. When you be pulling up on that motherfucker, you like, what the fuck is wrong? Oh.
Ladies and gentlemen, you can find me on Twitter, Instagram, and Tumblr. I am Soulboy30. Check me out on Snapchat. That is LWeber584. And check me out on arrogantobserversrants.blogspot.com. The cat ain't no bitch, so the cat will actually box you. So, I mean, it is what it is.
And the cat is black, y'all. So, check
true.
Marty, M-A-R-T-Y, Edwards504 on Instagram, Twitter, and Snapchat. You also want to go to lowrainpictures.com, click on that Your30 tab, like, rate, share, get a comment thread started here. I mean, you want to troll us? I mean, Arrogant Observer might block you. I kind of want to talk about that, but we don't have enough time this week. Maybe I'll write it down and remember to bring it up next week.
The little Negro, the little white boy said was...
I didn't even get a chance to read it. I tried to go back and it's gone. Everything's gone.
It was because I blocked the motherfucker.
What was the last thing he said?
He said, you asked him, young man, who are you? As old as you can be. Young man, who are you?
I wanted to show my age. I wanted to be like, look, young man, listen. listen.
And I was like, fuck it. Let me troll this bitch. I was bored at work. Don't you judge me.
Oh, fair enough. I'm sorry. I was going on a whole nother joke. Glad you cut me off. Anyway, what
he said? He answered your worst nightmare, and I'm like, I'm dealing with a child now. I need to just block you.
I thought he wrote something else after that, like something like I would never tune into you guys' show or something that I didn't get a chance to read.
He said something. He said something like that, but I can't remember it. And he's a little bitch anyway. So I mean,
yeah, it's like I wanted to kind of keep it going, bro. I wanted to see what else he had to say because I mean, he wasn't really. I don't know. I was about to hit him with some Bane shit. Oh, so you think you're a nightmare? Huh? I was born in it.
Okay.
Really adapted to it. I was gonna fuck with.
What did you tell me?
I didn't know.
The young man was young and painfully white.
He said his shit said class of 23. I'm like, nigga, you haven't even graduated yet. And you're on a farm. I don't even want, like, I was just about to roast his whole thing. I was like, if it kept going, if it got to the point we got personal, then I was going to start talking about his horses and chickens and shit. But, you know, it felt very, you know, playful. You know, he thinks he's my worst.
He was clear. Like I said,
you don't know nightmare, nigga. Let me tell you, nightmare. Anyway,
like I said, he was a little kid. He was probably bored at school and I was bored at work. So I had time and I was with the shits. But then I had the project to do, so I blocked his ass.
It's like I was with the shits up until a certain point. Then I had to cut the shits. But I feel you though. I feel you, brother. Anyway, check out the folks we mess with. Check out Cinema Gems, also on Low Rent Pictures Network or wherever you get your podcast. I also want to check out the Fly with Bats Network, which houses the Fly with Bats podcast. I keep turning to my left and seeing something and forgetting that there's a backdrop there. I'm thinking somebody's standing there looking at me. And I'm like, there shouldn't be anybody standing there looking at me. So I get a little freaked out that I remember, that's the backdrop. I'm sorry. Houses the Fly with Bats podcast, the Acting While Black podcast, and the Reviewing That podcast.
Yes.
Also want to check out the On the Lake podcast. You also want to check out the Self-Aware Millennial podcast. You also want to check out the Sugar Sass and Sarcasm podcast. The
Gray Area Anime podcast.
Anime podcast. The Home Video Hustle podcast. The Peanut Gallery podcast.
I think that's all of them.
All right, cool. Wonderful. Awesome. We got to get out to here today. It's been a pleasure. Thank y'all for listening and watching. Thank you, Arrogant Observer, for setting this nice little Zoom up. It's awesome. It's amazing. Now we going. When is Kyle coming on, man? You keep teasing me like, oh, Kyle.
I
do it.
I don't know. I think I just got to give him a hard time.
Okay. Yeah. Well,
I was like, hey, what you doing at this time on this day? Oh, I ain't doing shit. Get your ass on the Zoom, bitch.
Hey, Self-Aware Millennial podcast. Arrogant Observer.
Here we go.
Shit, because he says, this started because of you, but really, Mr. Bats from the Fly with Bats podcast would like to say that he disagrees with that. He thinks it started with him.
Oh my God.
I don't know, but I think y'all should maybe hash it out, in the battle of the, podcasters or something like that.
But I will say this. The self-aware J Mix behind the self-aware millennial just released 2 singles of hers. So go to the self-aware millennial's IG and listen to them.
Yes, listen to them, because she came up with this idea. It
oh
was
my
all
God.
According to the Arrogant Observer, because there was no mention of Bats. I almost went into the little thing when you wrote it. I can't remember, it was on Instagram.
You were so shady.
So Bats, anything to say?
Damn shame.
But nah, I decided not to. I just figured I'd save it for this exact moment right here and just spill it out. So yeah, cool. Shout out. All right,
a damn shame.
That's all I got. You got anything you need to tell folks before we get out of here?
Stay conscious and 6 feet apart, and don't be an asshole.
You heard the man. Stay conscious and stay woke. Stay strapped always, because you
never say that.
Listen, stay strapped, man. Get that nigga. Listen, when the revolution starts, y'all know where to find me.
Oh.
No, you don't. Exactly. Boom. There you go. Check me out. That's all I got. Peace.
You're missing something, aren't you?
Oh shit! Was I supposed to say something? Oh, Marty is out.
See you later, folks. Hi, Marty.
Oh, I am very sorry. Hi, Marty. Marty out.
See you later, folks.